Oh, deer. Oh, deer. Man, what a nice morning. Temperature's still in the 50s. So it is extremely comfortable. I mean, not 50s, 40s. Yeah, that feels good. So, last night, got a phone call from my mother that my grandfather, he's not doing so well. And I guess they put him in the hospital, and at his current rate, he's losing fluids. He's not going to make it much longer. You know, they're doing all they can to try to get that under control, but he's 80 years old, and it just gets difficult to do, you know, much for him at this age. But it got me thinking about, you know, time we have here on Earth, death, all those things. If you follow my channel regularly, you may know that my father died years ago. Back in 2002. He passed away after a long battle with lung disease. Well, I guess you wouldn't call it a long battle. He was only 51 years old, so. But his battle was a genetic battle, and you know, he dealt with the symptoms and all of the condition for all of his life, but they didn't diagnose him with his particular lung disease until he was in his late 30s. And by that time, you know, the options were pretty slim to none as far as what they could do to fix what was going on. So they tried to manage it as best they could. But yeah, so I've had to go through the grieving process for my dad and an aunt and uncle, my grandmother on my father's side. But it's just interesting because death is one of those things that we all have to face eventually. We all face it in such a different way. You know, the way that I would approach death is not the way that you might necessarily approach death. And for some, especially people with a religious conviction, it's a unique experience. For others, it's, you know, really sad because, you know, if you don't believe in an afterlife, you end up thinking that this is the end, you know. And I'm not sure what there is. I'm kind of an agnostic as far as religious views go. I'm okay with the idea of God being there, but I don't know that there's any solid proof that he's there. I mean, I see things from time to time that make me think, well, there must be a God. And then other days I see things and I think, how could there be a God? But I guess that's all part of the mystery, right? So I had trouble sleeping last night. Not because of stressing over my grandfather, but stressing about my mother. She and my grandfather don't have the best relationship, and my uncles, her brothers, and my grandmother have kind of told my mother to keep her distance, you know, not to come around. One even said, don't even bother coming to the hospital. And I don't know, I'm kind of stressing over that, because I don't think you should ever try to dictate to someone how to grieve. If she wants to come and see her father, she should be allowed to. But, you know, I understand you're trying to respect the wishes of the mom and the dad, in this case my grandparents, but at the same time, he's gonna be gone soon. She's gonna have to live with whether or not she said her goodbyes for the rest of her life, however long that would be. So I just feel really bad for my mom, because like I said, while they don't have the best relationship, you know, when we get to this point in time in our lives, you just have to let things go, you know? Bygones be bygones. Move on, move past, because your time is short. Holding whatever grudge you might hold to your deathbed that's the real sad thing. But like I said, we all grieve in our own ways. We all choose to do things that piss other people off, and maybe they make other people happy. You know, it's interesting. Human beings are interesting, man. We do some stuff sometimes that I'll never understand, but at other times we can be so compassionate. And the police are always at this McDonald's almost every morning. I worry about our brothers in blue. Eating that garbage. Anyway, that's about it. I mean, I'm not going too far into details on any of this stuff, because it is what it is, you know? But I definitely hope that if you take anything away from this, just remember that your feelings aren't the only feelings that matter. And while I agree we should do things for whatever makes us happy and and does best by our families, you should always at least weigh the other side. You know, if I tell you not to come to my bedside when I'm dying, I'm gonna be dead soon. And if you coming to my bedside so that you could say your final goodbyes is the last thing that you need before I go, then you should have that. You know, as much as it may annoy or piss off or whatever the people that are trying to only honor the wishes of the dying, they need to just get over themselves. Anyway, guys, kind of a downer this morning, but hopefully you guys all have fantastic relationships with your families, that this never becomes an issue for you. And if not, I highly suggest being the bigger individual, mending whatever fences might be broken, doing your best to move forward and get back to what we should be as families, and that's close and loving. Now, obviously there are some families that there's just some fences that can't be mended. I don't think that's my situation or my family situation. I think it's just a bunch of knuckleheads, as Charles Barkley would say. Y'all just some knuckleheads. But yeah. Anyway, guys, take care. Be safe out there. I'll talk to you next time. Bye.